Alright, today we'll be talking about how to do special effects in Game Maker Studios here. I got three different type of effects. Number one is going to be a particle effect. The second one is going to be an effect that you can create using images, and a third is going to be the Game Maker Studio normal effects. Alright. For the first one here is going to be the Game Maker normal effects. I made a coin here and the modified mask set to persist, going to be precise, and I have it set the crosshairs in the middle. X is at 86, Y is 98. Alright, I went to add event, clicked on the pressed, went to the mouse, went to the left pressed here, and then dragged over some sound effects from the main 1 tab, and then I went to the draw tab and dragged over a create effect. The first one's going to be an explosion here. There's several effects you can do: explosion, ring, eclipse, fireworks, smoke, smoke up, stars, sparks, flare, cloud, rain, and snow. The X and Y is at 0, and the size is going to be medium, and the color I chose orange, and I put it above the object, so the effect's going to come above the object of the image. You could choose below the object, so it would be behind the image, and I checked it relative. That way it's going to happen right on the crosshair image right in the middle. So make sure your crosshairs, which is this right here, this crosshair here, is in the location you want the effect to happen, because if it's over here, it's going to happen right there. So make sure you have your crosshair in the area that you want the object to happen when you click on it. So the first explosion is medium, it's orange, relative checked, and then I have a second one which is going to be white, but it's going to be a firework, and I set it to X10, so it's going to be in a little bit different location, a little bit farther away from the crosshair, a little bit, but not too far from it. And it's set to medium, and it's going to be below the object. Actually, it should be above the object here. I want it to happen on top, not the behind. And then it's going to switch to a coin goes away. So basically it's going to be, I want to set to a alarm here. So the alarm is going to set to room_speed asterisk 0.5 milliseconds, and then alarm 0 going to happen. And I chose alarm 0 in the add event, and then I copied and pasted this alarm room 0.5 milliseconds into the alarm 0, and then it's going to destroy self. It's going to only destroy that one object. So it's going to do a little animation here where it just flickers a little bit when the effect happens as well. And you have the origin set the same, x86, y98. Make sure they're all set the same, otherwise if you don't, they're going to, when you click on the object, it's going to jump. The image is going to jump from a different location, so make sure it's in the same location as the original coin was at. The coin object, make sure it's set the same, 8698, and that the coin go away is the same, 8698, and it's modified the mask, precise, crosshairs are in the right location, which is what the origin is. It puts that crosshair in the right location. Alright, so when you click on the object, it's going to do the animation with the effects, and it's also going to make this coin flicker, and I'll show you that right now. That's what happens. There's a smoke effect, and then there's a flare. Alright, for the second one here, Alright, for the second one here, I called it particlesnow. So basically, I went to the add event, got a create, then I went to the control tab, grabbed over a code, and this is what the code is for the particles. Alright, you gotta have a system set up here, so sys equals part underscore system underscore create, parentheses, in parentheses, and semicolon here, and I'll put all this information in the description in YouTube here. And then you have a part equals part underscore type underscore create. So this basically starts your particle system up. You have to have this in here for it to show up in the game itself. Then this part right here, this part underscore type shape. So the shape of it's going to be a spark. So you can change this to anything you want. Well, whatever is in GameMaker. So GameMaker has circle, cloud, disk, explosion, flare, line, pixel, ring, smoke, snow, spark, sphere, square, and star. You can do any of those shapes there, but I chose to do the shape. Well, actually, I did the spark. Now it's not showing up for some reason. Let's go to spark. Okay, so it's going to do the spark. And then this right here, this part, this size basically is going to state how big the spark's going to be. So I have it at really small here, 1, 1, comma, 0.1, comma, 0.01. And then the color mix is going to be red and white. The direction is going to be at 360, so it's going to rotate and go out. And then the speed is going to be at 5. And then you have to have emitter clear. You have to clear the emitter, clear the system. Otherwise, if you have this played on your mobile device, it may mess up. It might throw an error or something. There might be like a memory leak or something. So you have to make sure you clear the emitter, clear the system, and it should work. So we want to make sure you want to delete it after the animation happens. And then, okay, so that's that part right there. That's creating it. Then I went over to the extra tab, dragged over a particle life, and the type 0, it doesn't really matter. I just kept it at 0. Life, I set it to 0, and then the max life is 20, so after 20 seconds it's going to disappear. It's going to fade away. Then when you left click it, it's going to do the sound effect, and then it's going to do this emit thing. You have to have emit equals part underscore emitter create system. So this is going to make that animation happen when you do this emitter thing. And then the region, basically this information right here states that it's going to be in the location that you want the object to be in. So it's going to emit right in the middle of the crosshairs of the coin. This is if you take this code out, it's going to emit in a different location in your game. So you got to make sure you have this information in here for the region where it's going to be located at. And then I have the burst effect, and it's going to do 20. It's going to spit out 20 of the burst, and you can change the burst to something else. So you can change it to stream if you wanted to. Stream, I believe this does a line effect, but I just kept mine at burst. And you can change this number if you wanted to. Instead of 20, do like 15, 5. You can see there's less sparks that happen. And then it's going to destroy. Then you're destroying the coin. That's what you're doing there. You're destroying the coin. So let me show you what happens there on this one. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Sorry about that. That does the particle effect. Alright, and the last one here I'm going to talk about is going to be if you want to do it using images. So basically I have this effect green, so basically it's going to be an oval white, and then it's going to, I have these green circles going to pop out, and then it's going to disappear and fade away, and that's how it's going to look. I have the same region, 86 and 98 for the X and Y, and then I have it set to milliseconds at 0.3. You really have to time this right, so depending on how many animations you have, any images you have to test that out. Make sure it's not going to double when you animate it out. You want to make sure it's only going to happen one time, and then it's going to be destroyed. So mine's set to 0.3 milliseconds, so after 0.3 milliseconds it's going to destroy. The animation is going to happen one time and it's going to destroy. If I have this set to minus 0.4 or 0.5, it's going to animate twice or animate halfway, and then it's going to destroy. So you got to make sure you have the right milliseconds or seconds set up for your animation. Otherwise you'll see it repeat, and you only want it to repeat one time. So it's going to be milliseconds at 3 milliseconds, and then it's going to destroy. And I have the depth set to -1 here. And so I showed you that earlier by mistake, but I'll show you again. See, it happens one time and disappears. And that's it. And I'll put all the code up there for you guys to mess with, for the particle effects and everything like that. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.